Hey guys, my name is Zuvi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please feel free to hit the subscribe button down below and join me on this YouTube thing. I don't know why I ever started doing that, but we're gonna stick with it. So today I am back to bring you guys another hair video. I don't know if you can tell, but my hair is wet. It's not wet, it's just damp because I just came out of the shower like an hour or two ago. Give it a little wash and now we are ready. So the video I'm bringing you guys today is how to do two-strand twists with your hair. So two-strand twists are those, it's like, I think it's self-explanatory, but it's those twists you do with your hair. Yeah, basically. So that's what I'm going to show you guys how to do today. I usually do it as I'm retwisting my locks, and you guys already know how I retwist my locks, so I won't really go into detail about how to retwist it. You'll just see me do it as per usual, and then I'll show you how I twist them together, how I hold them at the bottom, and then how you can make it look like a style. So the main reason I usually do two-strand twists is because one, I switch gels. So if you've watched my previous videos and my previous retwisting video, I use the Styling Dreads gel, which I'm going to put a photo of up here. But the issue with that is it has a lot of wax, and for me it made a lot of wax show in my hair, and I did not like that. I don't know if you can see it now when it doesn't show as much when my hair is damp, but if you see closely, there's some white spots in my hair, which is residue wax that does not come out using that gel, and it doesn't look really pleasant when you're walking around with white spots in your dreadlocks. So I tried to reduce that by switching gels. So I am now currently using just an aloe vera based gel. I'll show you a picture of it, but I'm using an aloe vera based gel because it has no wax. But the problem with this is for people who have really kinky hair like mine, it's very thick and very hard to hold together. So the issue with this gel is that it doesn't have a lot of hold for my hair type. And so I do the two-strand twist so that my hair can last longer as a retwist. And so I maybe keep the two-strand twists for like 2 weeks before I open them up, and have them open up with my hair for another 2 weeks before I'm ready to retwist it, or whatever I feel like. So that's one of the main reasons I do two-strand twists. Number two is because it looks really nice when my hair is curly. I like how it looks very curly after I take out the twist. So it's also a different style if you want to try it out. And number three, it helps me maintain my hairstyle for a longer time. As I said, I usually keep the twists for like 2 weeks or so. So it makes me, first of all, it just has a protective hairstyle that I can just hold for a couple weeks. Yeah, that's basically why I like to do it. So if you just want to do it for the style or for whatever reasons, you can follow along this video and learn how to twist it up in this house. Anyways, yeah, so we're just gonna get right into the video. Yeah, let's get started.
Alrighty, so to start off, what I do is I tie up my locks so that they're out of the way when I start to retwist them. You guys have probably seen this in my previous lock retwist video, but basically how I usually do it is I take 3 hair ties and tie up my hair in sections. I tie the top half of my hair with one, then I use the second to tie up the bottom half of my hair, and then I use the third to tie both those halves together. For me, this helps me gauge how far I am when I start retwisting my hair. And this is definitely just how I do it, though you do not have to complicate it as much as I do. The main point is to just get your hair out of the way so that it does not bug you when you start retwisting your locks. After I finish tying my hair, I then grab my plain water bottle. This is honestly just tap water in a spray bottle, but you're always welcome to add castor oil or whatever hair oil you use to add some extra moisture. So I take this water and I spray it all over my hair. This is because personally for me my hair dries really fast, so dampening it with some water really helps me have some moisture to work with when retwisting. So as usual, you guys have seen me do this, but I really want to be as detailed as possible so you guys get the whole gist of it. So if you feel like you'd like to skip the first part, feel free to do so. But what I do next is I take out one lock and I start to separate the surrounding hairs from it. This is just that I can gather as much of the hair around it as possible and not have any flyaways left out. To help with this, I sometimes get a comb and I make sure to comb in all the surrounding hairs because, as you know, when your locks grow out and the growth happens at the bottom, you have new hair that really needs to be in the lock. So just to make sure you don't miss out on any flyaways, this can be really helpful to do so, as well as to remove any tangles from the small flyaways. So my next step is applying my gel onto the lock. As you guys know, I switched gels from my previous one to this new one. This one is called Fantasia Hair Polisher Styling Gel. It is made up of aloe vera, vitamin E, and wheat protein. I chose to use this because aloe vera is not a holding gel with wax, therefore it does not cause the white residue spots in my hair. So I start to apply this onto the base of my lock before I go into twisting and retwisting the locks from the top to the bottom. I don't think I'll go into detail about how I do the retwist, but if you'd really like to know that, feel free to check out my previous video that shows you exactly how to retwist your locks. So for the two-strand twists, you do need to have a pair of locks. So after I retwist the first one, I start to work on a second one, and after that you will see me get into the two-strand twist part. Now that I am done retwisting both locks, I am going to show you exactly how to do the two-strand twists in a way that it does not unravel. So the biggest mistake that people usually make when doing two-strand twists is twisting the locks in the direction that feels most comfortable to them. If you're right-handed, you're more likely to twist it in the right-facing direction. If you're left-handed, then the opposite way. But that is what usually causes the dreadlocks to unravel when doing twists. So what you're supposed to do is the direction you retwist your locks in, as you can see me doing. If you twist your locks in the forward direction, then when making the two-strand twist, you need to do it in the opposite direction. So as you can see, I retwist my locks in the forward facing direction. But when I do the two-strand twist, I am doing it in the backwards direction. So whatever direction you do your normal dreadlock retwist, you're going to do the two-strand twist in the opposite direction. This way, it holds strongly and does not unravel. Now that I've explained what direction to do your retwist in, I'm going to explain how exactly I do the two-strand twists and what movements you can see me doing with my fingers. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing each individual lock and twisting them around my fingers as I would in a normal retwist, and then I pull it back on top of the other lock. I keep repeating this motion all the way down until I get to the end of the locks, and that is basically how you twist. At this point, I've reached the end of the lock, and I want you to just look and take note at how stiff and how well the twists are holding on together. This is due to the instructions on direction that I gave you. I'll show you later on what happens when you do it in the wrong direction so that you guys can have a better understanding of why the direction is important. After I finish doing the two-strand twist, I take small black rubber bands that I have and I tie it at the bottom of the locks just to secure it. But as you saw before, it is very much secure on its own, but this is just because I'd like it to hold longer. After I finish with the set of locks that I have retwisted, I then move on to the next two and repeat this process over the rest of my head. So for a quick run through, I take out a lock, make sure there are no flyaways, and do a normal dreadlock retwist. After I finish the first one, I then take my next lock and I do the same thing, remove the flyaways and retwist the lock. So at this point, this is where I show you why it is important not to twist your two-strand twists and your dreadlock retwist in the same direction. And let me explain to you why this does not work. When you have the two-strand twist, which consists of the locks being retwisted in one direction and the two-strand twist in the opposite direction, because of the opposite forces of motion, it creates some friction, which allows the twists to hold longer and stronger. But when you do the two-strand twist in the same direction that you usually do your retwist, that means there's no opposing force between both strands of hair, and therefore it does not hold as well and does not last as long. So this is the completed lock when you do not do the right direction, and as you can see, it is limp, the bottom is unraveling, and it is not holding as strong as the previous one was when I had finished. If you look closely, this also causes the bottom of the locks to not hold as well, and therefore your hair ends up looking like you didn't even try to retwist it in the first place. This is a side-by-side comparison in which you can see that due to the direction, the right one holds a lot better than the left one. So now I am moving on and just redoing the two-strand twist in the correct direction in order to have the proper hold that I want. As you can see, by the end of this, it looks a lot better, holds a lot more than the first time when I did it in the wrong direction. So as usual, I take the black rubber band that I have and I tie off the tail end of the two-strand twist. This is what the two twists look like once I've completed them. And now I'm just going to go ahead and finish off half of my head, and I'll be back to show you guys how it looks.
Hey y'all, I am back and I am about halfway through. I am already tired and it's only 3:33 p.m. and I started this, I don't remember what time I started that, but I also ran out of black hair ties, so I used red because I felt like to blend in most with my color of hair, but it looks really weird and I'm not really vibing with it, but there's nothing else I can do, otherwise it will come undone, so I just have to go with it. It'll be a weird look. I'll rock it for now. So yeah, you guys can clearly see how much I have. This is the front, this is the back. So let me give you a back view of how far I've gone. So as you can see, this is the difference between a normal lock and the twist out. I don't know if you can really see that clearly because of the black light, but I mean the black background, I mean the brown door, the cupboard. But yeah, so I'm just going to get back and continue. I will come back to you guys when I am doing the front of my hair, so I will just finish this up and you shall see me then. Hopefully there's still light. Again, let's just hope that it will be good lighting. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. Hey guys, I am back. I have finally finished the big bunch that I had to go with at the front. The red, I'm not feeling it at all. The red ties just look so off, but I don't know what else to do but rock with them, so that's what we're gonna do. I am now going to show you guys me doing the front, just so you can get like a front view version of me also doing the twist outs, in case you never got the best idea when I was doing the back. So let's get right into it. So usually when I start retwisting my hair, I always pair up the fronts first, because otherwise I forget and I don't have good holes for the front, and the front is obviously the most important because it's the one that's seen first at face value. So I don't usually, so I just like have a tie just to know what not to touch when I'm doing the back. Yeah, okay, let's get into it.
So to reiterate one more time, I am twisting my retwist in the forward direction from this point of view, and therefore that means I will do the two-strand twist in the backwards direction. So when it comes to the twisting part of the two-strand twists, what I do is I basically wrap the single lock around my finger just to tighten the retwist individually, and then I go ahead and place one lock on top of the other, and then I pull tight to make it tight. I repeat these steps until I reach the bottom of my locks. I tie it off and then I move on to the next pair. So at this point, I have finished doing all the twists on my hair, and I'm going to finish up by oiling my hair. To oil my hair, I am using the Jamaican black castor oil in the coconut scent. This is good for moisturizing and it also promotes hair growth.
Guys, that was quite an annoying end to the video when my oil poured all over the bed, but we move regardless. As you can see, this is the finished product. I promise you this is not how it usually looks. It just looks really funny because of the red hair ties. I usually use black, as you've seen, but I ran out and I had no more black, so we're just gonna have to go in the red even though it looks crusty. Ugh. But yeah, I'm going to finish off by spraying my styling dread spray just to freshen up my head. I oiled my hair, so this is also just the finish off. And yeah, we are done. I will give you guys a full view of what my hair looks like. And yeah, this is it. This is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you reached the end of the video, props to you, and I hope this was useful to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Before I end off, I just wanted to say please feel free to subscribe to this channel if you want to see more of my content. And yeah, I hope to see you guys next time. Have a nice day, night, or morning wherever you are, and I'll see you guys when I see you. Bye.